And on today's edition of the Eastern Business Report, we'll be looking at the Dangote IPMAN drama. Is it true that all those speculations that were given true? Because the truth of the matter is, it's no longer news that the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, has said it is more expensive to buy a premium motor spirit, PMS, also known as petrol, from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery than other sources. Yakubu Suleiman, National Assistant Secretary of IPMAN, made this disclosure over the weekend. Suleiman also said his members go for more affordable options at other depots across Nigeria than the high logistical costs associated with buying petrol from the Dangote refinery. Okay, joining me on this conversation around the Dangote and marketers' rift allegations that Dangote's petrol price is too high is none other than Emmanuel Chime, who is an estate mogul, by the way, in case you didn't know, and a public affairs analyst. He didn't want me to put that part, but I did. It's good to have you, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much for working. Thank you.
Very well. Before we get into this conversation, let me just play something for us that happened quite recently. I was able to see a particular interview session that happened on a sister TV station. And it had to do with this Dangote and IPMAN, I won't call it crisis, but that's basically what it is. Let's take a look at it, and when we come back, we'll continue. We'll take it from there.
We want to tell you that we as Nigerians and as IPMAN were the most happiest people to have Dangote, a Nigerian company, having a refinery in Nigeria, especially this massive refinery. It's a great achievement. Like I've told you earlier on, we are pleased with him. We are going to support him 101%, and we are happy with this development as a Nigerian. And if Dangote, the only mistake Dangote did is he didn't create a synergy between the industries members, like the stakeholders, like IPMAN, MOMAN, and DAPMAN. And we said, okay, as IPMAN, we oversight that. Instead of him to call us, we went to him severally, more than 3 to 4 times to him. At least let us engage and salvage Nigeria at this particular period. But he was telling us, first, he even tell us that he is not going to engage with us. He just want to deal with individual marketers. It's an insult to our own integrity. Everybody knows IPMAN. Everybody knows how the strength we have. We oversighted, and we still went back to him about 3 to 4 times. But yet, he said to see us, he would tell us, he would call us, he would call us. So, we just had in his press conference like 2-3 days in the villa that we don't want to come and buy product. If we don't want, we couldn't even reach at him. We really wanted, so that at least maybe the product, our expectation, when we go there, maybe he allocates some product to us, we will be having less price than where we were taking. But at the moment, Dangote, only if you go to him, we as marketers trying to buy, or anybody wants to buy, he just gives you as a bulk at 995 naira. And we're talking about when you buy it, it's not like trucking. You have to take it on a vessel. So if you compare that last week, that was why when you from his depot to other depots, his product is going to be around 1,020 something naira. So it's better you import. It's more cheaper. I don't go to as a body. IPMAN has not transacted with IPMAN. He only transact with those bulk buyers that will go and take it to their depot, various depot, for us to go to them and buy product there. You understand? And we are trying to create an enabling environment between IPMAN and Dangote. Let him give that leverage where he will transact directly with IPMAN. Let us have direct, the way other depot owners deal directly with IPMAN. Maybe NNPC deal with us. That is it. And if he can collaborate with IPMAN, who are the highest off-takers, the product will have come down, Nigerians will enjoy. This is an assurance I want to tell you. The depot owners, which they will have to pay for the freight of the product from his depot to their depot. Try to understand. So they must pay the vessel. How much do they pay the vessel? How much do they pay the other charges? You understand? So all that, when they cumulatively, when they put it on the pricing, it will go to their depot at about 120 or 20 something naira. So how much will they sell to us? You understand the point? It's not all about that. No, it's not favorable. But I want to assure you, Hadibi is telling it directly to IPMAN at that price even. Price will have come down by now in Nigeria. We as IPMAN, as a body, will go to Dangote directly, pay 995 or 900 naira and pick that product straight to affiliation. Please, I want to challenge you or challenge us in the next few days. If Dangote can do that, you see how much price will come down in our retail station.
You just saw the report, and I stay here with me, Emmanuel Chima, here in the studio. So, Emmanuel, from your perspective, what are your thoughts? Let's start there.
Okay, thank you very much, Obong. I think, please permit me, let me start on this note. I wish to draw the attention of EFCC to a reality that the whole of Nigerians are actually mounting a very nagging question on. If it is so easy to get hold of the former governor of Delta State, what is holding us from arresting Yaya Bello, the former governor of Kogi State? Think about this if we are not bending the rules. Thank you. Then, Obon, having said that, coming to the issue of IPMAN and Dangote refineries, I think what Dangote is clearly doing is that Dangote is actually fighting against competition. Simple. Dangote have lived all his business life, corporate life, fighting competition. He don't like competition at all in any business field where he finds himself. Even if the business has been in existence, whenever he goes into that particular business circle, the next thing you start saying is Dangote fighting competition there. He wants to see himself being the monopolist right there in that particular business circle. And oil industry is not exceptional. So that's exactly what you're seeing right now, that he's refusing to have an interface with IPMAN and, of course, other marketers' bodies thereabouts. It's not unconnected to the fact that he did not want to see where people will tell him, okay, these are realities that have been on ground. We know about this. Why not we'll do this? If we'll do this, we'll still make your gain. And we'll go ahead to assuage Nigerians of suffering that Nigerians are being bedeviled with currently. But it now so to just like from the video we just watched right now, and the man speaking right there rightly said that he said no, he wants to be dealing with marketers individually, not as a body. Now, and you see where the allegations are coming. At the time, Dangote rightly raised an uproar saying that international oil companies have come to a particular farm, a particular oil farm just next to his own refineries, and rented a particular farm to begin to use it and stockpile, he said, substandard products to saturate the petroleum market of Nigeria. And for goodness sake, he wants to play one kind of mind games. These have been his gimmicks all over the time. So, but meanwhile, in the course of the talk, then we want to delve in and know more about
that. Now, thank you. You brought something up. On Monday, it was reported that the Petroleum Products Retailers Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Petruan, insisted that the price of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, that it intends to import will be cheaper than the current rate sold in the country, especially from the Dangote refinery. Now, this brings a lot of things to the fore. On one hand, I remember there was a time that they asked Dangote how much is he selling. He refused to give a price. I remember vividly, that was in the news. He refused to give a price to how much he was selling. And now, Petruan is one of them. We have also IPMAN, who have said that the price that Dangote is giving his, his product is on the high compared to how much they would have gotten it outside the country and imported it into the country. Even though they pay all those other fees, it's still not as much as what they will pay from Dangote refinery plus all the other fees they get to pay. Now, is this not counterproductive as far as the Nigerian economy is concerned?
Petroleum Product Retailers Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, that is Petron, rightly, raised this as a point. They rightly say they're going to go and import.
Yes.
And Dangote now started, raising an eyebrows against the importation that they are projected to go out for. And meanwhile, Dangote refused to actually disclose the pump price as per lifting costs from these refineries. And including the patron never knew the cost. They never quoted the cost, for which Dangote sells his own in the market. It was now Dangote that now disclosed and said that he sells at 990 naira. Okay? And these guys have rightly said, these marketers have rightly said that if they import, they're going to sell damn two way cheaper. They say if they import, that their landing cost is going to be at 978 naira. So you can now imagine 978 naira importation, that is the landing cost, including paying for this, paying for that, after clearing it, is going to land at 978 naira. Whereas Dangote that produced down here in Nigeria, that is not paying any import duties, is selling at 990 naira. Now, if you ask Dangote is now claiming that what they are going to import is substandard. Then the question we have for Dangote is this, a very nagging question, of course, is Dangote, you just started producing the other day. You have not been up to 5 months in business here. But we have been living with these imported products. And we have not been complaining. We have not been dying. Our vehicles have been running on it. So how then is it that just because your own product is being introduced in the market just recently, then all of a sudden all the products that are coming from outside the country are now substandards? Why? Do you want to deceive us? Do you want to play a mind game against, our intelligence? So for goodness sake, what Nigeria is talking about now is what do we do to crash down the price of petroleum products? That's what Nigeria is battling with currently. Of course, okay, go out there, you now see, including the government actors, increasing taxes here and there because they want to meet up. They want to meet up. For instance, if you are taking Transiku coming over to Oba Avenue, Old Park this morning, or going to New Market this morning, then you discover that the buses, the commercial buses, are no longer running. Reason that their taxes are being upped, and they refuse to pay. Then the next thing is that the government have come against them to arrest their association heads. And that's exactly the one that is happening as we speak right now, this morning, that have halted the movement of economic activities within the particular axis of the state metropolis. So for goodness sake, what we are looking out for is a cheaper costed product, not what Dangote is telling us. Dangote could have the one that is colorless, but it may not really mean that the one that has some colors, is substandard. We have been living with that for a long while.
Now, still talking about that, in a statement, the National Public Relations Officer, Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, in the person of Dr. Joseph Obele, he said the group claimed that competition must be allowed in a deregulated environment. Now, do you think that this present economic situation, with reference to the fact that it already plays out, it already looks like if Dangote is playing the monopolistic tendency game here, do you think that this will ever happen? That we could have other players that would pretty much reduce this monopolistic tendency?
Okay, if you want to actually see that happening, with sincerity of purpose from the side of the government, then we'll be seeing where licenses are being issued to other prospective investors. One, to go into refinery establishments. One, two, to go into importations. Two, wouldn't be waiting for refineries that may want to just start from scratch to be established. To be established before we now start having a better lifeline in that sector. I think we should be managing the ones that are being imported for the meantime. Then running it at par with the ones that are being locally produced. For instance, that of the Dangote refineries. But meanwhile, if we want to get it at a point where we will have an even space where competition thrives, then we'll be having options. If we do not give room for options, then monopoly will kill the economy the more. Then what we are expecting to see, for us to know that actually the government is out to give room for healthy competition, is where we see licenses being issued. Like that of Petron. Petron is still talking about license.
Yeah.
Petron is still expecting the downstream, the midstream to give them license to go and import. So we want to see that, we don't want to see these regulatory bodies issuing those licenses expeditiously. But if they are still delaying, then they are supporting the monopoly that is bedeviling the economy.
And now, do you see this as a case of economic sabotage?
No. If they did not, if they fail to issue the expected license, then certainly it's going to mean that they are trying to sabotage the economy. And meanwhile, to keep Nigeria perpetually, suffering.
And that's a sad reality. But then let's talk about the allegations of blending substandard petrol near Dangote refinery. The likes of Pinnacle Oil was indicted in that statement. The likes, at least I know Pinnacle Oil. Now, tell me, do you think these claims are, substantiated by facts?
No, these claims are not, because Pinnacle Oil, we know too well, has been a renowned player in the oil sector, too well, right? And I don't think that Pinnacle Oil will just stand today just because Dangote is having its own products. And Pinnacle Oil will begin to alter standards just because they want to compete with Dangote. I don't think that will happen. Pinnacle Oil is being quoted. You know that too well, right? Mm-hmm. Then Pinnacle Oil have as well repeated that and said, no, we've not done that. We've not aligned ourselves with anything that has to do with substandard products. And we're not set to do anything of that nature. Dangote is only trying to play a mind game. Dangote is only trying to, blackmail some players, some big players in the field to say, hey, this is exactly what they want to do. And because of that, something is going to happen. And you just want to, play, let me say, the card of the victim card, so that Nigerians will begin to say, hey, Dangote is our own, is a locally owned industry. Let us patronize it. Let us, give him the oxygen.
But these are businessmen.
These are businessmen. So for goodness sake, we should allow everybody to play in the field. If you can source your own from here, let's now know the one that is of good quality by the reason of the actions of the oversight organizations. We have regulatory organizations. Then let these regulatory organizations, let them come, bring these products, and begin to test them. Simple. Evaluate them and know the one that is not up to standard, you keep it aside. As simple as ABC. Keep it aside. Then the one that is up to standard, go into the field, sell, do your business. So let's have so that didn't happen. Stop telling us about just because you begin to produce. It's not up to 5 months. That's what I'm talking about here. And you're already laying accusations and telling us that what they are bringing in is substandard. So for goodness sake, including Dangote, have been making use of those ones that have been coming from outside the country.
Because they started there first.
So for goodness sake, that's what we have been living with. So it's not all of a sudden because we started producing and these guys are yet on the field doing business. Then you now say that, hey, what they are doing is a substandard, because we want to be the one that will be so decident on what goes and how it goes in the sector. No, it shouldn't be.
All right.
Your own product should be a second to others. Or it should be running at par with others on the field, as simple as ABC.
All right.
And meanwhile, on a parting note, sir, I want to say congratulations to America for, bringing forward Trump as the next president. this president of America is certainly a certainty here. So
we're still monitoring anyway.
Having won Pennsylvania, that's the big week or big swing state. So. Having pronounced the president, so for goodness sake, we're waiting for him. And it's a big win for the whole world and, of course, the communities of Christianity. So it's a very good one. That's exactly what we're expecting. And meanwhile, thank God for respect to the ultimate electoral decision of the people. I hope INEC is seeing what is happening today in America. I hope we're learning.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for your thoughts on these issues. Thank you so much for coming around to share with us.
And God bless you both.
All right, that will be the size of the package right here. Just so you know, you can share your thoughts with me. Drop a comment or two on our dedicated Afia Business YouTube channel. Kindly go to www.youtube.com/Afia Business to drop off a comment or two. And do well as well. You're there to hit the like button and subscribe so you get notifications on all business-related content coming to you from Afia TV. You can follow us on Instagram with the handle @AfiaBusiness_ to be part of our social media community. This is the size of the package, and coming up next will be Onyafia. My name is Ubong Kings. Good morning.